Welcome back to the Chill Sounds and Breakdowns podcast. We are here out of our home at the Rail. Look up all their events that's going on at therailclub.net. I think that's the website. I should know it by now. But I'm excited. Today we're episode 146, and this person's been on before, but now we're getting into the nitty gritty because we just have them on by themselves. But today we have Alexis from With Hope and Tag, Spitfire Images. You're doing more stuff now,
I do a little bit of everything.
Yeah. I feel like First, I want to bring up that we had to move the mic first because it was completely blocking.
Oh yeah, nobody wants to see this.
Completely blocking
so you're
your
welcome.
face. I moved the camera too, but no, I was gonna tell you it's funny because when we used to do it at the house, which is where you did the With Hope and Tack one. They were on the arms.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'd always ask people, hey, where are you going to sit? Because he's like, oh, how close should I be? And I'm like, tell me where you're comfortable, and I'll place it.
Yeah.
And I would place it, and then, people immediately, were like, oh,
my bass player was bad about it. He would sit in front of it.
I forgot what podcast it was, but there was one where, the kid grabbed the arm and moved it to talk, and then, literally the other person was blocked the entire rest of the podcast because he had moved the arm, and I'm like, hey, man, yeah, that was on y'all, it wasn't me. But yeah, first of all, thank you for making the time because I know you are super, super busy. Actually, you just said, you're literally headed to practice right after this.
Yeah, here in a minute. The grind doesn't stop, unfortunately.
The grind doesn't stop. But what do you feel about the grind? Is it worth it?
I am very tired. Worth it? Yes. I'm tired.
Tired?
But grateful, nonetheless.
Yeah.
Better to be busy than bored, I guess. So.
It's true. I mean, you gotta. If you're gonna be tired of something, it might be something you're enjoying.
And not it's also, thankfully, I'm not burnt out. I'm just, sometimes I wish I could sleep 8 hours, but I'll deal with my 6.5 or whatever.
That's not bad.
It's fine.
6.5 is pretty decent.
Well, thankfully, a lot of my work I can do at home, all the office stuff I can do there.
Yeah.
So that kind of helps. I don't have things like travel time for a lot of my work stuff other than just meeting up with clients and doing things. So
yeah, you have to find the balance to be able to keep doing the things that you like doing. Because you can, and that's one thing I think I used to struggle with a lot more in the beginning of stuff is burnout. I kept getting burned out because I'm like, oh, I can keep this pace up and don't have to worry about how to keep it up. It's working right now, and then all of a sudden it just wouldn't work.
Just can't. Yep.
Yeah, and then the joke and story that I always say is oh yeah, I always take time off from the podcast. Mm-hmm. But it's never planned. It's always just I happen to skip a week and I'm like, you know what, I am tired.
Right.
And then it just piles up and piles up because I never hey, let's take a break here, a decent break where we plan it out. And because normally when the breaks happen, I'm the entire time I'm not doing it, I'm still thinking of oh shit, I should be booking something. I should be booking something. Yeah. So I'm never really cutting off from it. But yeah, finding the balance, especially with everything that you're doing now, what would you say takes up the most of the biggest chunk of your time?
Back end business for the band.
Yeah.
The writing and the practice and all that takes up a really good chunk, but also I print all of our own merch. I handle all the booking, the emails, the website, whatever we need on the back end that's not specifically instrumental writing, it's me. So I think that probably takes up a good chunk, having to talk to people, emails, phone calls, and then of course all the recording and whatnot.
Yeah.
So
is that
I would say that one takes up a good chunk.
Is that kind of just you picking up what needs to be done around in the band kind of?
Well, so it's originally when I came into the band, Curtis was kind of the guy that wanted to handle all the booking stuff. Mm-hmm. But then people started coming to me directly instead of the band page or something, and I would take it to the band chat and be like, hey guys, what do you think? And eventually it just kind of shifted and it just became my thing, I guess. Which is fine because I work for myself. I don't have a normal 9 to 5. So I don't want to say I have the time, but I'm on my phone and paying attention to emails and things a little bit more because I do it for my job anyway. So I'm able to get a handle on it in a more timely manner and be able to communicate not only with promoters or whomever is contacting us, but with the bandmates as well.
Gotcha.
So it's just easier, better flow, I guess.
So I guess once you joined the band, people kind of came to you because you had been around in the industry, I want to say a little bit more, so maybe you're more recognizable and approachable.
And
in
also
that way.
they had been fly.
There will be.
They had been.
Sorry,
it was all good. They had been without a vocalist for a little while, and I feel like not all the time, but a lot of times when promoters reach out, they reach out to the vocalist or the front person, the most annoying person on the internet.
Yeah,
and that's me.
That's you.
So I'm like the most annoying, yeah. But when it comes to like, who do I know that's in with Hope and Tech? I usually end up being the first one because I'm annoying on the internet.
Annoying on the internet. Somebody's
got to be. Every band has one.
So it's literally about
every band
has
one.
To be like the point of attention. You know what I mean? And I've had that. Like I've had I forget what band I was talking to, and I'm one of those persons like, oh, let me go to the vocalist. Like they're singing all the time. That means they're probably the person that's gonna be like able to talk the best. And then like I'll reach out and just like, oh, you know what? This person is probably better. And then I'm like talking to one of the other band members. But I do tend to go to the vocalist first, and it's not always like that person doesn't always handle it. It's always like, oh, you know, this person handles it. Or you find out like who you're talking to through an Instagram is like somebody else. You know,
being able to delegate is also really important. Like there for a long time, for a while in like the beginning, I wouldn't delegate like at all. I couldn't be like, hey guys, I need help with this. And it got to a point. Jesus, it scared me.
Hold on.
It got to a point where eventually I was like, all right, guys, on the edge of burnout, help. And they'd be like, yeah, what? So
just that, I mean, it is hard to, once you get used to doing stuff or knowing that if you get it done, like it's going to get done correctly.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then it depends on your past experiences with stuff too. Cause I know I have that where I'm like, oh, like I've just delegated stuff in the past and it's just not turned out how I wanted to, but I then have to like look at it and take responsibility and say, okay, was I communicating exactly like what I needed to be done or like along the way when stuff was progressing, or did I just let it get to like, hey, you fucked it up so that I had an excuse to give it back to me. Like I can take care of it. And I have that a lot, like with trying to delegate stuff because I'm like, if I just do it myself, like I can do it and it can come out the way I want it. But eventually when you start gaining more and more responsibility, then you end up like when we were initially talking about, it's like burnout. It's like that's where you get there because you probably could have got help like with everything from the rest of your group or like, you know, band or, you know, company or whatever. But if you're taking on everything yourself because you need it to come out the way you wanted, without trying to even guide somebody else or train somebody else to do it, then like it's your own responsibility, and that's why you end up in those situations.
Sometimes it's a lot easier for me to just type out an email or answer somebody real quick in the way I would want them to and in a timely manner than it would be to say, hey guys, this is how we speak professionally on our behalf. And then like it's just, and that's not just with the band, it's just like with everything. So it's just like sometimes it's just easier to get it done by yourself.
I know in NoiseROT we have that a lot where like I suck at like writing captions for stuff, so I don't like touch them. Like I'm like I sound real like, fucking dumb. I go so like I like if you look at the podcast ones, they're all the same template. I just change a few things like in it. I'm like, okay, I know this will work for what I needed to.
Now.
But like certain things, but like then there's certain things like for posts for shows or things like that where I just like I don't know what to put. So we have like Bernice is really good at that, and I'm like, okay, I'll let you take care of that. You know how to like speak better and type better, like on that sort of thing. And then same thing with like booking. Like I don't touch like any booking like situations for like NoiseROT. Like that's DJ's realm. That's what he's best at. So like when people come to me, and people do like that's the only thing about being the part of like the group that does like all the content. This actually just came up this like a few weekends ago where people like thought that I was running everything, and I'm like, no, my face is just what's out there. Like I'm the one that's on videos and stuff like that and doing things. But so everyone was like coming to me for like stuff or like thinking, he's like, oh, thank you for booking the show. And I'm just like, it's that guy, like, you know, pointing to like this is. I was like, whatever, like, no, I mean, we all do stuff like, but this is who you're speaking to. But it's kind of weird in that aspect when you are, especially in my case, we're putting out like my face towards everything. Is what people will relate to you. And same thing with like bands. Like that's why probably people keep coming up to like
I'm
vocalists.
the most annoying on the internet. See? Full circle moment.
You've been getting good at being.
Somebody has to.
Yeah, I mean, like how are you with? I mean, you've been picking up your social media game quite a bit. I've seen you try a few like different ideas and things like that. How comfortable are you feeling now versus how when you started?
When I first started,
I swear that fucking oh my
it's okay.
God.
When I first started, I was really worried about like posting the right thing at the right time, and then now there's still a little bit of that, but like I don't care as much. I probably should, and I do. Like I don't post at like 2 a.m. if it's something important, but I try to keep. I have like for the band at least, I have a pretty good record of like what times and days work for us. So I try to stick to that a little bit.
Yeah.
And so far so good, but just consistency. That's the hardest thing for me personally, is being consistent. My photo stuff, I post on my main page all the time, but I don't ever post it on the photo account.
Yeah.
And I'm just like super not consistent with that, and I'm trying to be better. But I wear a lot of hats, so it's just like we're figuring it out. You figure it out. You have I mean, you run multiple pages too, and then that's the hard part. It's like, oh, this should be over here, but yeah, it could be over here too. You know what I mean? It's like, and then you go cross-platform. Like to Instagram, TikTok. If you're, I don't know if you use like Twitter or X, whatever the fuck it is. X is dead.
Yeah, I was just like, there's so many, and then like, and I'm like criminal at this, but I ignore Facebook a lot, and then Facebook is what kind of gets some traction like every now and again. I'm just like, oh, like I can't just ignore it because I think it's, or I've been told that it's antiquated, that's not like what the thing is, but there's people on there, you know what I mean? So like, especially for like a business like ours, we're like, oh, it needs to get out to the most people possible, like, or wherever like people are looking at their information. Like, where do you log in every day? Like everybody's. That's
another thing about marketing too, is like, it's not really one size fits all for everybody. And, I have to deal with this. So I work marketing for Third String too. Another hat on top of hats. I do all their social media stuff. So I'm constantly looking at like, okay, these band, this announce is about to drop. Where are their fans at? Like you constantly have to constantly be on your toes and looking. So for us, With Hope and Tact specifically, we find that it's really easy to find new fans on TikTok, like it is for most people. Some of them come over to Instagram where they stick around, and then Facebook's kind of where like all the OGs are, like friends, family, OGs. And some of them move to Instagram, but really, hello?
Pause.
Instagram's like that middle ground.
Back from the fly interruption. I'm sorry. Okay. What were we talking about?
You better leave all that in. That was
just leave it all in.
Leave it all in.
Okay, I will.
Put a brief fly intermission.
Just a fucking board with a fly on it.
Yeah, leave all of it.
If I kill it, I'm gonna put it on a board, and I'm just gonna like
pin it.
That's gonna pin it.
Put a dead fly on the little picture that you take like afterwards.
That's like when it programs interrupt, like back in the day in the 50s. Like doing like whatever. It's just gonna be a poster with the fly on the thing. Yeah, I don't know where we're at. I just kind of, you were talking about posting. You kind of figured out what works for With Open Tag.
Yeah, marketing is for everybody. It's not one size fits all. You have to really be on your toes all the time because things are always changing.
Yeah.
So.
I've been trying to figure out, I mean, one thing is I do, and it catches me in like my new algorithm that I'm trying to curate, calls me out on it all the time, and he's like, are you consuming more than you're creating? And I'm like, oh fuck, I do. Like I consume a lot, like, and I'm like, I could use this idea, I could use that idea, but those ideas just never get used. They just get saved like in a folder. I write down, be like, oh, this idea works like with this or whatever. But consistency is the fucking name of the game. Like you can do whatever, like quality of your stuff is back burner. Like trends, like still back burner. Like they help bring people, but like if they're coming for that trend and you want to push something else, like they're not going to give a fuck about the other because they came for like what you're selling. So they're kind of fun to add in things, but you got to kind of, I see you, bitch.
Especially if you only post, like you post once, like TikTok, for example, you post once and then you're gone for a week. There goes all of that. Yeah,
because so I was kind of diving in a little bit, and I had Jordan on here from a band called Bad Lives, and they stopped playing live shows and just went doing everything online.
Really?
Yeah, because they were playing a lot.
Yeah.
Like for like a year and a half, they were playing multiple shows a week and stuff. They were taking like everything. He's like, I was playing live. It's like and it just wasn't working. So I wanted to try I was starting to gain some traction like on social media, so I just did it. So he's actually about to not, I guess, celebrate a milestone, but it's like 2 years of posting every day on TikTok.
That's wild.
Yeah, and I didn't know the followers did it, but he was talking about his Spotify numbers. He's like,
Wow.
in the year and a half that we were playing, like we went from, Dispositions is practicing, by the
Love
way. They're probably coming back in. But he went from, he's like, we had like 100 monthly listeners, played all that time, went up to 600. He's like,
okay,
not the biggest jump, but it's a jump, like, you know, and it was like, it's impressive. Like, you know, we did a thing. He's like, I did half the time, like in social media and putting that stuff, like, and I jumped up to over 10,000.
That's wild.
Like, so he's like, he's gone up to 17,000. He's like, but it's never dipped below 10. He's
Okay.
like, and then it just started opening doors, but it's just consistency and figuring it out. And I saw him, because I've been following him for a while. He tried like it all. He tried like the way people were normally promoting. Then he found like, what's his shtick or what's this? And like, he's like, everything is just trying everything. Yeah. He's like, and all of a sudden, like, he was talking about, I think they call it like a stair or ladder technique. I can't remember exactly, but it was like investing in like a little bit. And it's like, you invest like $1, then $2 and $3 into like the,
we've done something like that,
something like that. And he's like, and that seemed to work. But with like social media, he's like, I've just been doing it. He's like, TikTok's the one that I've like, I think Instagram, he's like, I didn't post like sometimes, but TikTok's the one I've been doing. But yeah, the discovery part, at least as far as like I'm concerned, that's where I do find a lot of like bands there. But I always go somewhere else to look at like their stuff. Obviously, like, you know, whatever streamer you're looking at. But definitely Instagram is where I'm like, okay, this is where I'll keep up with you.
I always find myself going, like, if I see somebody I like on TikTok, I always go and take it to Instagram and see like what else is going on. Like, if I'm gonna keep up, I'm gonna keep up on Instagram. Yeah, more than likely, and then Spotify, of course. But that's where I'm going. Like, I remember before Not Enough Space got signed to Thriller, they were heavy on my TikTok, and I wasn't following them at the time. And I was like, yo, who are these people? Yeah. What is happening? Like, what is this? I want it for myself. And there's just consistent posting all the time. And they would do, like, you can tell, like, as a content person also, you can tell, like, you know, they do a music video shoot, and then they go and make, like, 15 TikToks or whatever. And then they just have all that sitting. And I'm really bad about, like, sitting on stuff and, like, making a backlog. Yeah. It's hard.
I want to post everything.
Exactly. I just want to drop all of this.
Yeah.
Just release the EP right now. Anyways.
Release the EP.
No,
you got EP going?
We do have an EP coming.
Yeah.
We might have two. Don't tell anybody. We might have two.
Yeah, no, that's cool. We might have two. Okay.
But yeah, having a backlog, also just having a day, like setting aside a day where you just make all the content and then you have someone edit it or edit it yourself, and then you just slowly like, and then obviously in the time you're releasing, you also are still making other stuff, so you have a log. I'm preaching to the choir, but like I'm really bad about doing it myself. This is a reminder for myself.
Yeah, it's just like
this is me talking to me.
Every time I talk about it, I was like, just remember to take this shit home with you. Like,
exactly.
Yeah, it's just I've like, it's just motivation is so fickle sometimes that's why like it's got to be like a routine. It's got to be a consistent thing. Like I've seen people doing some wild shit though lately where they're like, every time I open the app, like I post. So like if I open the app 6 times in a day, then I'm posting 6 times, and I'm like, that's crazy. I'm like, I can commit to posting once a day. Like
that also keeps you, I guess, from opening. If you're actually doing it, keeps you from opening. Like what you said earlier.
Maybe I won't. Yeah.
Are you consuming more than you're creating? I definitely am, but that's just kind of the part of the name of the game. I also run like 6 social media, like 6 Instagrams. Not all of them are for me, so I have to be like, all right, I'm gonna put this hat on. I'm gonna put the band hat on. Okay, today I'm putting the photo hat on, and most times I'm wearing like 3 or 4 hats at once. So it's like
explains being tired all the time. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It happens. Yeah.
Tired. I'm EP, but it's fine. We're not burnt out yet.
I'm EP, but I'm fine.
I'm EP.
Okay, so I want to talk. I guess let's talk more about like With Hope and Tech. You're talking about Hinting, the band, baby.
The baby.
Yeah, I guess it's the newest thing, other than like your job that you just got, like doing the
third string job.
But
shout out third string, I guess.
But the With Hope and Tech is the latest like your own like project that you've like kind of taken on.
It is. I feel like when the band was last on, I kind of so last month we celebrated our 1 year of us. June of last year, we played our first show. And initially, it was going to be May with NoiseROT. but that show got canceled, unfortunately.
God damn it.
It's very sad.
Yeah.
So we just celebrated our 1 year of like playing together. We called it our wedding anniversary. So we had a wedding. We celebrated. But I feel like back when we were first on the podcast and we were gearing up and doing like our first music video for Sit Stay and all this other stuff, I kind of treated it like a stepchild in a way that I had like just met, sort of. And I was like, it's mine, but it's the guys'. I feel like at this point it's shifted a little bit to where it's like all of ours.
Yeah.
Which is great. It's great.
Which is what, I mean, it's the shift that you want to have,
Right.
especially coming into a band that's been around for like as long as they have.
Oh, yeah.
And also like coming in and kind of shifting things like in a different, not necessarily a different direction, but a new one. You know what I mean? A new one altogether. So that's kind of what you want to happen to progress that way. And it won't like happen right off the bat. And hopefully like, I mean, sometimes it doesn't happen. And then you kind of see that like, it's like, well, I'm still just like, I just do the vocals, or I just like play this. I tell like what I know, what they tell me to play is what I play.
I've met people that treat their bands like that, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, it's especially like it depends like how you're bringing somebody in. If you're bringing somebody in to just like, hey, I need you to fill in.
Yeah, if you're
you know
filling
what's
in,
going on.
cool, great.
But if you're like, hey, we're looking for a band member like to be part of it, then that's different. Like both sides need to be like, okay, like the person coming in new needs to be like, okay, I'm going to be committed this, financially doing the work behind it, writing like to whatever like you're agreeing to. But if and then same thing with the band. It's like I need to be open for this person and now have a say in the project that I've created for this many
Communications have to be, or expectations have to be communicated before they turn into premeditated resentment.
Yeah,
that's a huge one. Yes,
that's a good one.
Unexpected or unspoken communications are premeditated resentments, and I feel like in the beginning, not to out my guys. In the beginning, we did have a little bit of headbutting just because I wasn't purposely trying to, like, rip the reins from anybody. But I was kind of like, hey, guys, so it's 2025. Things are working a little differently now. We should try this. Just trust me. The results are going to speak. So it took a couple times of being able to do that and to get them to loosen up on the reins a little bit for them to be like, oh, yeah, you know what you're doing. All right. So after we got past that point, that's kind of where like the shift happened, where it's like it's a we now, and not just like the new guy.
Definitely
the band.
Some trust building.
Oh yeah,
needed to be done.
And then also just being able to like anybody that's ever been in a band and played live with a group of people more than once, every time you like play live or you practice or you write together, it just kind of brings it in a little more. I think so. It's like. We've played a lot of shows recently. We've kind of been racking that up. So, and everyone has gotten better, bigger, better.
No, y'all have had some crazy turnouts and stuff, and it's like fantastic. I mean, it must be an amazing feeling. Like being
cried
out
after
there.
every single one.
Really?
Almost. So we played with. We opened up for Angel Maker, Humanity's Last Breath, Psycho Frame, and who else was on that one? It was an Australian band. Starts with a W. I'm gonna get it eventually. Anyways, so it was that Angel Maker show at Trees. And that one was really fun. I kind of jumped at the bit for that one because I love Angel Maker.
Yeah.
Was like, hey guys, you should let me on this. I'm not taking no for an answer. This is it. And then Necrogoblicon a month later at the same venue was actually crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be real, I think the only reason we played that one was because I dressed up as a goblin and posted it.
I saw that.
I dressed up, that was my Ren Fair fit that year. I went on Mother's Day, and I was like, I'm gonna just be a goblin. I got green body paint, and I already had all the stuff. And
that's funny that you already had
Orlando texted me and was like, hey, y'all wanna play this? You gotta dress up like this though. And I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But my bandmates and I, we didn't want to take the Goblin thing from the Goblin band as the opener, so I didn't dress up. But I thought about it hard.
Thought about it. That's true.
Real hard.
But there's still like these opportunities, that are building.
It was like 400 people in that room.
Damn.
It was crazy. Yeah.
That's nuts.
It was probably like 350, but it's still, it was great.
You always round up. So from starting the band and from like progressing and all like, again, like you starting it with, even the way you were talking about, like, oh, this was like the stepchild, to now like seeing I guess the fruits of the labor and the time invested and everything,
yeah.
like kind of seeing like progress in, I would say like an accelerated rate. Like it's been kind of jumping quickly. How does that change like your perspective, like on the band and even like where you plan to take the band from here?
I feel like if anything, it's given me more. It's put a little bit more gas in the tank than anything. It's just kind of whenever, anytime you put a lot of effort into something and you get some sort of like reward or you see some sort of payoff from it, you're gonna be like, oh shit, let's do some more. And it's just like we just kind of keep doing that. So we'll like do a thing, the labor, the reward catches up, and then it just kind of repeats. And so we've been putting out like singles here recently, and I was just talking to the guys about it. Here soon we'll be putting out the debut EP finally, because it's just been singles up until this point. So it's really been cool to see like singles are a little different. When you drop a single, maybe a music video, it's like small package, small present under the Christmas tree. But then you get like a whole EP and it's like more work, more collaboration, there's just more that goes into it. So having like a bigger box to wrap under the tree looks real good on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, once that gets presented and received well, then it's like, all right, guys, more gas in the tank.
Do you have certain metrics that you set for yourself that tell you like, or that kind of guide you on like what you should be doing?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I would say like I don't use Spotify. I probably should a little bit. Our Spotify numbers have been they're still pretty low. They're in like the 300s right now.
Okay.
But they're up from where they were a year ago at 100. So that's been kind of cool to see it just kind of consistently like hover. But also just the kind of the types of shows we're playing. We got asked to do an out-of-town show, out-of-state show.
Shit.
They hit us up and was like, hey, you want to come do this? And I was like, yeah, but we have to make a tour out of it because I'm not doing a one-off
in
another state. So we're doing that, but that's unannounced. Shh. And it'll be, I think, things like that, just like the recognition, other people seeing what we've put into it is what the more people that see it, I feel like that's like my number one metric of sorts. Like the more people that see it and get it, the better, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Which is what you want. You want it's still the same approach of like finding your audience, finding your actual like fan base, which is what you need to succeed as a band. Like you need to find what people are actually like invested into, like you as an artist, you as a band, and your music, and who's when you plan those out of town shows and stuff like that, like who's gonna come out to like see those. And
I don't really use like follower counts is like a thing, because while that is handy, you want like people that are gonna keep engaging. So like I think our Instagram is chilling at like just under 1K, but if you look at all our posts, we're sitting at like 100 likes, comments.
Which is what you want. Like you want people interacting with you.
Exactly.
Yeah, not just the follower count, because if no one's interacting with it, then it means nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The more people we have engaging as we go on, I feel like that's like that's what I'm looking for. That's what we want. It's what we should want. It's what anybody should want. But
yeah. No, definitely the quality of like interaction that you're getting. Like is someone actually like commenting? Like if you post something and people like, that's really cool or whatever, or like, oh, I love this song or this part, or I'm gonna get this shirt when it comes, whatever like they're saying. But if it's something relevant and not just someone drive by just double tapping something, it means a lot more. Like I get that's the difference between what I'm looking like where people that just like support you because they're like, oh, I appreciate what you do, this and that. But then you have the people that are like, oh no, I support this because I enjoy it. Like I like it, and like it's what you should be aiming to find. But yeah, quality of like follower accounts. Like and it happens. Like I have a ton of people that I follow sometimes, and I'm just like, oh, I don't even visit the pages every now and then. And then there's some people that I don't follow that I visit pages all the time, and I don't realize that I'm not following them. Like the bad thing I always have happens like, I try to separate out because with all the pages that like I have, I'm like, okay, I'll follow them on this one, but like on this one, this is the type of like content that I want to see, or it gets crossed. So I got bands that like I realized that I follow maybe on the NoiseROT page and I don't personally follow. And I'm just like, oh, okay, like they're over here, like though. So it kind of like weirds it out. But again, it all depends on like interactions.
Yeah.
Like who are they actually like caring about what you're putting out. Now you're talking about AP dropping. Is this just like we'll have like the singles bundled up, or is there new music coming with this? Is this something you're at liberty to say?
It's all new.
It's all new?
Yeah.
Okay.
All new. All the singles that we've put out are out. They're not going to be like re-released. So we're releasing an EP, 4 songs. It's hard. It's heavy. Yeah, no, I'm really excited for this one. We got the EP album art back recently. I'm over the moon about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out Kristen Daedrick. She did it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, I love them. But it came out so good, and it's like we got the art back, and I was working at a show, I was photographing a show, and I checked my phone and I saw it, and I was like, it just kind of like it's becoming more real. It's just like all coming together, and we're working on a release date right now, so it's like it's really about to like
come together,
be a thing.
So on this EP, what since I have you here, like lyrically, like what have been like your inspirations for, or what have you been writing about
lyrically? So this, I don't want to call it a concept EP, but there is more that goes into this EP later in the year. So it's like, I don't want to say a 2-parter, but kind of a 2-parter.
Okay.
So this has been us like establishing ourselves. Lyrically, it's sad, it's angry, a little bit of guilt about being angry and sad. Like this EP, especially the last track, which is probably my favorite one, it was really like a reminder to myself that it's okay to let go. It's okay to be sad or angry when things end, because ultimately some things do end, relationships, friendships, etc. It's okay to be upset or angry that those things happen, but it's what you do with it long term that makes you. You're either going to sink or you're going to swim. And yeah, it's just really a reminder to myself to like, it's okay to be upset, but we got to go this way. We got to redirect. We can't stay upset. Yeah. Because I will hold a grudge. I will be sad. And this is just kind of me being like, all right, time to turn around and we're good. Pretty much. It's okay to feel it.
Yeah.
You just can't feel it forever. Like you can't just hold on to it. You can't dig yourself a grave about it. Like it. So that's kind of what lyrically this one is about. And then later, it's a little more. But
kicking ass.
Yeah,
like,
pretty much.
Like, you know what? Never mind. Fuck you.
Well, so our we've described it as like us going like on the offensive on the second one.
Okay.
So it's like we're like, oh, this is who we are, and then the second one's like, yeah, what of it?
Yeah, what of it?
Yeah, what of it? And I'm really excited for this, like, for both of them to come out, but also just to see them like together eventually is gonna be really cool.
That's gonna be really cool.
I'm stoked.
That's a tough concept to learn, and you only learn it by doing it, like being part of it, like having. I've had that experience where I was always faulting myself for feeling shit. Like I was like, I shouldn't feel sad about this, or I shouldn't be mad about this, or I shouldn't, or this and that, like blah blah blah, or people telling me when to move on and how to move on about stuff, and it's like they don't get it, But yeah, the guilt thing, it took a friend sitting me down doing the same thing. Like we were having a talk, and he's like, and I was like, oh, I just feel like this, but I feel real stupid for feeling this way, blah blah blah. And he was like,
well, why do you feel stupid?
Why do you feel? Yeah, it was like he's like you can feel it all, like feel all, but the thing is you can't like hold on to it. Like whatever it is, like is not gonna stay, but like you can't hold on to these things. Like everything is temporary. It's like you feeling sad is temporary. The same thing with you feeling happy, that is temporary. Like you gotta keep doing stuff to keep being happy. One thing is not going to do that. Again, we come back to word consistency. Like you have to consistently be working at like, how do I keep being happy? Like, you know, ups and downs are like gonna fucking happen. But And that was the thing, is like I was feeling dumb about feeling these things, but I wouldn't let it go because I couldn't figure it out. Like, instead of just like, cool, like this shit sucks, let's try not to make it suck tomorrow. But it was just like, why doesn't it suck the next day and the next day and the next day? So I realized like, oh, I'm keeping myself down like here in whatever valley like I'm in. So yeah, that's a cool concept to pick for that. And I'm sure you have like specific situations that kind of cause those to be
unfortunately
those to be written about and easily like to draw from that. Lyrically, when you going into with Hope and Tech, do you take complete control of that? Like, is there
lyrically,
any like input?
Yes. So normally how it happens, like our writing process kind of is like Nick, our guitar player, he'll write a little instrumental thing. And then he'll get with Carrie, our drummer. So they'll do like a thing, they'll kind of flesh something out, and then they'll like record or pre-pro Carrie's drums, so that way I can hear it and be like, oh, that's cool. Curtis, our bass player, comes in at some point and he'll like do a thing. But then I hear kind of what they put down, and then I sit on it for a while. I have a bunch of stuff. I don't really write like in song form. I write like stream of consciousness type stuff. Like each like page, because I physically write, each page has like one idea. Turn the page, this is another idea. But normally what happens is I go and I take that jumbled up like mess of things and I take it to our sound guys, specifically Clay, and we kind of just carve it out of marble together. So lyrically, I would say I have all the power in that one. And then Clay helps. He'll be like, this word is stupid, change it. I'm like, okay. Normally he's like, what does this mean? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm pulling a silent planet. Sometimes I have some words that are just like, what are you saying?
It's like a filler word you put in for yourself. Like this
filler or big word. You know how Garrett from Silent Planet is? You just put in big words in there sometimes. It's like, girl, what do you even know what that means? That's what a thesaurus is for.
I have been a culprit of that, where I'll say something and I'm like, I think it means this, but
pretty sure.
And then
don't quote me.
I've gone back and just like had to like, okay, I need to look it up if I'm going to keep it in here, because and then it's funny, but it was all because like sometimes like you'll see fans deep dive like when they're fans of stuff, and they're like, so you put this string of like words together with this beat, like, especially you know what fan base has shown me that the Sleep Token fan base, like there is everything, like everything is overanalyzed, and I'm like, holy shit. And people figure out like sometimes like stuff is just like, hey man, I'm sure like it wasn't meant as that, but people figure like some but sometimes they like figure out some stuff, and I'm like, and like stuff like that was like, all right, if I need to write something, like I need to be able to explain like why I did all these
made like
things.
A whole thing. Like I recently saw, I knew there was like Sleep Token lore, and I knew there was like a whole thing, but I never really got into the lore part of it, I guess.
Please tell me you saw that cat video.
I did see that one, but I saw one before that where it was a guy on TikTok, and he was like, I'm gonna do a long version on YouTube, but here's like a speed run of what I think is happening, and like who Sleep is and who and all this stuff. And I was like, yo, what? Oh my god, I'm missing so much. But it all made sense to me, and I was like, yeah, okay, well, I love Sleep Token either way. So
yeah, dude, I love that band, and it's funny to see people hate it. Like, why?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because always, they're doing good.
Yeah. It literally makes no sense to me. I sometimes the fan base just cringe me out sometimes, but I'm like, hey man, that's any fan base. Like,
anytime they like call him or try to call him by like his government name and stuff, I'm like, please don't. That's
why fucking Caramel was fucking great. Like, I'm like, yes,
doing like the weird sexualization of Vessel. They do it to themselves a little bit sometimes, but like, leave them alone, guys.
They do, and then like it just
leave them alone.
I've realized that that's a thing that kind of ruins a lot of shit for me. Like not just like bands, like movies, or even like I've like recently, since that hasn't been a secret, like I've gotten like super into anime, and they sexualize the shit out of it. Well, sometimes the anime does it itself, which I'm like, that fucking sucks. Like, why can't I just watch a thing? But like that is a thing I'm like, oh, I hate like when the horniness overtakes like, oh, I actually like this. And then I definitely like that they have done, it's always been part of like their lore and working towards it. And it's been so like deep, like there's a deep dive into like all this like lore behind it and why they write stuff. But in your writing, you're I literally tangents, man. I have no idea what my original point was.
Lyrically.
Oh yeah, lyrically. Yeah. Where you do have to like know like what the words that you're saying like mean. Because someone will ask you like at the most right after a show and be like, hey, why did you? Say this?
Why did you say that?
Or this like means so much to me because and then you're like, oh fuck. You know, it actually happened to me. I had a lyric that I hated. And I hate that it got through the band.
Oh.
Because it sucks. Like it's very bad. And then I had someone come up and be like, oh man, I want to get one of your lyrics tatted on me. And I'm like,
which one?
And I was like, in my head, I was like, there's no way it's that one. And it's like, it's this one. And I'm like, don't do that. I was like,
oh, no.
I like had to talk them out of it. I'm like, please don't do that. It had the word shaking in your boots in it. And I'm just like,
I remember you saying that. It's something about it at the last podcast we did.
Yes, I bring it up every time I bring up lyric because it's my biggest fucking shame. And I'm just like, and I like tell the band, I'm like, it got through you. Like, this is all of our fault.
How did y'all say this was okay? Yeah.
Yeah. It's because I used to scream stuff and I'm like, it doesn't matter sometimes. And then
this one, I feel like the guys at this point, now that they're like, they trust me a little more. Obviously, like I send them the demos so they hear it. But I feel like at this point, they're like, yeah, that's Alexis. All right. She's going to do what she does. Okay. Anyways, here you go.
Well, that's the trust that's been built up, you know?
Like they're just like, yep, you're going to, are you sad in this one? Okay. Yep. That's you.
Like, which emotion it is? Cool.
The EP one is like, if you like the track list order is kind of like, I don't want to say highs and lows, but it's like if the high is sad and the low is angry, then it's like, and it ends kind of on a neutral, both ground. Track order is very important, and this one slaps. I would say.
How did you have when you wrote? Okay, that's like 5 questions I want to ask. So when you wrote these songs, like, what's the time frame that you're writing all of? Is it like one month and then like a long time later you're writing another one, or are they kind of close together?
So I think the first 3 happened within like a 2.5-3 month span. We've been playing those ones, but the last one we have not played yet.
Okay.
Yet. We have a show this Saturday, actually, and that's where we're going to be debuting it. The first 3 I think were in a 3-month period as we were gearing up to start playing bigger and not bigger but longer shows, have more set filler stuff, and then this last one was actually more recent. It came I want to say I wrote this one 2 months ago.
Okay.
2.5 months ago. End of May, beginning of June.
What order is that one in the EP? Is that the last one?
I think it's my favorite one.
Okay.
It hurts.
It hurts.
It hurts.
Good. Sorry, not good. Like it hurts you, but
well, no, it's so good it hurts. So good it hurts. Also, holy fuck, what the hell?
Okay, so you were talking about track order. When you wrote them, when you first wrote them, like, did you write them out of order, or do you feel like you kind of had a vision?
I never really had a vision as far as like track order goes, but as they've all come together as like individual songs, I've kind of been like, oh, this one would fit here, this one's gonna go here, and it's just kind of worked out, luckily for us. And of course, the input of the guys, I'll tell them like, hey, this is the vision, do y'all think this fits the vision? And they tell me yes or no, so they get a say in it a little bit, but ultimately,
like, you know where you're going for.
Yeah.
It's like, guys write the part. It's like,
I feel like that meme, that It's Always Sunny meme where Charlie is like at the board, he's like,
the fucking conspiracy thing.
yeah. So whenever I'm telling the guys like, this is what this song's about, I'm like, yeah, just trust me, this is the order, I promise.
Like, this makes sense.
Yeah, that's just kind of how that's gone so far.
Yeah, I mean, you've done. It's worked so far.
It's been fun.
And hopefully, I mean, this is the first like project released all together. That'll be fun to see like the reaction to that. How do you feel with like? I mean, you plan so many things, and you're really good at like, again, creating content and like even visual stuff for like music videos, which I got to help on one. It was kind of fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
That place creeped me out. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little scared to do it, but
honestly,
I'm like,
the part where the hallway was on fire like the whole time.
There was something
crazy.
smoking. We couldn't like. Did we ever figure out what it was?
No. I think maybe like a homeless person got in there.
Yeah, but I just remember it's like there is smoke, and we smell smoke.
Like it was like fresh. Like it looked like the roof of that hallway had freshly burned part of it off. Like It was hot. The ground was warm.
Yeah,
That was crazy.
I remember when we were going in there looking, I'm like,
Maybe don't
yeah,
go down
someone
here.
can pop up like
Yeah,
out of any of these places.
That video came out really fun, actually. I was editing the day of the release. I was like,
Really?
yeah, I was up at like 8 a.m. and I was like, guys, I need to make sure that the color is right, and it was fine. I was psyching myself out is what I was doing, but that was back to that death grip on having a death grip on another thing. Speaking of music videos, we're releasing one music video for the EP, and we're also filming that one ourselves too. So it's like, it's really cool to be able to have the freedom. It's stressful, but it's also cool to be able to be like, I don't have to sit here and like try to express to somebody else what I want and then maybe not get my vision. But like I can describe. Don't have an issue like describing what I want or like making mood boards or whatever.
Yeah.
But if it falls short of what I want, then I'm upset at them. And it's like,
Goes back to the...
could have just done it myself.
What was the quote you were saying?
Yeah. Unspoken expectations are premeditated resentments.
Yeah.
But if I tell them and then they don't do it, then I'm mad at them.
That's different.
So it's like...
Yeah. So do you have, you said one music video for the EP. Do you put in a lot of effort into like a release schedule, release plans, for this EP?
I have a whole calendar just for the band next to my desk. So we have content scheduled. We've got themes in mind. There's dates, certain posts we want to make. There's we haven't filmed the music video yet, but we are doing that this month, and it's going to be very exciting. And there's a feature in it. That's why we're doing this one. It's actually really fun.
It's beep. That's what it is.
It's really fun. I am really stoked to see it start to all come together. But thematically, like visually, it's dark, a lot of greens, dark greens, dark, also dark.
Dark.
Roses.
What about dark? What about dark roses?
Dark. Both.
What about that?
All of it.
Okay.
Dark and dark roses. It's okay. So I'm gonna let y'all in on a little something since we've been here long enough, right?
Cool.
So the art, both arts for these two releases we have coming, the one sooner and then the one later, EP 1 and then Thing 2, Thing 1, Thing 2.
Thing 1, Thing 2.
So
you heard the EP titles here first.
Thing 1, Thing
Thing
2.
1, Thing 2.
So they're two separate things, but they also kind of meet in the middle as one in a way. The cover arts were loosely inspired by a Sleep Token line, actually. And it's one of my favorite lines that Sleep Token's ever done, and it's in Aqua Regia, where he says, "A perfect start to a perfect war, putting down the roses, picking up the sword." We are
Great line.
putting down the roses and picking up the sword, like quite literally.
From EP 1 to EP 2.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's a little deep dive that.
Ooh.
So like that's and I think visually, like when I think very visually, so like when I close my eyes and I think of a line like that, I'm like, okay, what am I seeing? What am I feeling? What am I looking at? And then I go and immediately like make mood boards about it, because that's what I do. Not everybody, like I could sit here and tell you my favorite color scheme all day long, but until you see it,
Yeah.
you're gonna be like, okay, I don't know what those are. So
I did want to ask you, when you were talking about writing stuff, and now with mood boards, it kind of fits into it. But do you feel there is something to doing something like physically, like you were saying, you write down in pages like the stream of consciousness, you put together actual like mood boards to see physically and.
I do it mostly digitally. I think it really just kind of depends on where I'm at. If I'm holding something that I'm like, oh, I want to use this, then I'll go ahead and proceed down that like physical route. But if I see something online or something, I see a certain color that I want to use for something, I'll take it and like package it digitally and show my bandmates or whoever I need. Like we had hired somebody recently to do our merch for this EP release, and I sent him the EP cover and color scheme and flowers and all this other stuff that we wanted. And I was like, here, do something with it. I trust your judgment. Just use this. And honestly, he slapped. He killed it. Shout out Will Barber for our merch.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Nice.
He works in the third string office too, so I can just go harass him easily
Go be
about
like,
it. Hey, where's my stuff?
Like, where's my stuff?
Actually, he was really fast, so highly recommend.
That works. Yeah, I think that helps a lot, especially when we're talking about like collaborative. You're talking about like handing trust to like somebody else. You know, that's one thing I've seen that helps out with that. So you don't have that that resentment later. It's like, oh, here's like what I'm going for, like, and I trust you to do something with it. But if I can give you a jumping off point, like, it's going to make it easier for them to understand you, and then again for you to feel like you're giving them enough to work with, like for it to make sense to them, because otherwise it's just words. Like, and I've had that. We shot a music video, and we were so unprepared. Like when I was in a band, and visually, like, God bless this guy, man. He was shooting it on the spot, and he was trying to figure out like what the vision was. Yeah, and I'm like, and he did a great job, but I realized like I put way more stress on him that he like needed to have. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, okay, I should have had, storyboards. I should have known exactly like what lighting, because like we did, like, it was 3 locations I think we did. Technically 4. We did a performance shot one day, and the next day we did like story shots, and they were all like, I think actually 1, 2, 3, 4, I think maybe like 5 actually, like, locations. They weren't like far, but now that like I've had the experience of like setting stuff up, and I'm like, oh, like moving from that place to that other corner over there is a completely like different setup, like when it comes to like lighting or what you're seeing or what's in frame or what's whatever. And I realized, like, holy shit, this dude improv like on the spot, like all these things.
Kudos to him.
But yeah, like being able to communicate like what your vision, what you want, in an effective manner, so that you get like an end product of what you. But
you were there for the Flesh and Echo shoot. Like, I had that whole dry erase board of like shot lists. Like, we need this shot, and after that, I went home and I specifically wrote out timestamps where like I knew, and I drew it out too, where I knew I wanted this angle at this time. I wanted this to happen. Obviously, some of that like couldn't happen, so I had to shift around a little bit. But I feel like it made it easier in the editing process too, just to be able to have like an idea of what. Because the Flesh and Echoes was more than like, I wouldn't say it was like a story, but it was like there was an idea. Yeah, it wasn't just like a performance video, which the next one's kind of the same, I guess. Okay. But yeah, I think it makes life a lot easier being organized.
Oh, for sure.
Organized and being able, again, when you're working with a team of people, bandmates, sound people, videographers, whatever, you want to be able to be like, all right, are we all on the same page? Do you all see what I'm seeing on this dry erase board? Yeah. And then there's no messing it up. And if you forget something, then was it on the board? No? Yeah. Okay, well, great. Yeah, no, that's... I've been part of like both things where it's like, oh, today we're just like coming up with the idea on the spot, and it just adds this like crazy amount of stress of like, hell no, that doesn't need to be done, that doesn't need to be had, and also like you end up, oh shit, we forgot to do something just because you didn't write it down, you know what I mean? And you have to be like super fucking obsessive over it, like what every shot that you need, like what needs to be in it, how many, like, should we have multiple takes of this in case like this doesn't work, and then you have like, okay, if we try another idea, yes, you can improv off of that, but we still have the one that we initially like needed or whatever. Even like to the point where like I think of like, even like when we work like Flesh and Echoes, I'm like, oh, I see why people have those little director things. Like, oh, this is the shot that we're shooting. This is take one. You know what I mean? Take one, which I'm like, oh yeah, that would definitely. Like, I don't have one, so I just stand in front of the camera and go 14, 15. Yeah. Take 20, I don't know. But even to know like, oh, this is, this hallway scene or blah, 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 which correlates to like what you had on your board or whatever. And also that's part of the fun too, is like being able to come up with what you want it to end up looking like. So like, I like to get with my bandmates and be like, hey, I have all this storyboarded, like, what do y'all think? And they'll put in their little 2 cents or whatever, and we'll change it. And it ends up being something we all enjoy. And we're not having to stress the day of just stressing about getting it done. Yeah. Yeah. So that's a whole thing on its own. And it'll eventually get to the point where like you'll have someone you'll trust and work with. Oh, 100%. I mean, another thing is also budgeting too. We want to save a little bit of money. That's fine. It comes down to it on a lot of things, on why like I think the artists of today
you have to have those multiple hats, multiple skills, and you need to be able to use them for yourself. Like, I always talk about like people who like are, you know, musicians and vocalists, like you need to be able to record yourself. Like that's like, there's no way like you have to, even for demo purposes, like you have to be able to send ideas back and forth.
Right.
And do it yourself at home. Like, so that's like, there's like things that are a must, like nowadays that weren't like before.
Yeah.
But yeah, with budgets, like stuff like that, like it is cheaper to buy stuff and record at home. Like it's not as expensive as like, let's say 10 years ago or whatever. And you need less to make more. Like there's people making like records in their bedrooms that sound amazing and doing it. You know, I think when I watched the Billie Eilish like documentary.
Oh yeah.
And she was recording like the 007 song, like the bus, and I'm just like, oh,
that's wild.
And I was just like a little like mic that she was like, I was like, okay, that to me, I was like, that's the nail in the coffin for proof of like you can do whatever you want. You just need to do it, like and figure out how to get it done. But yeah, with budgets, like it's hard to make money out here. First of all, like metalcore money, like has always been the joke. And even then, like it's touring, it's merch, it's stuff like that. It's like, oh, let's be real, like where the money's coming from, you know, because like record deals, that's not the.
I would rather spend the money we could, like instead of like renting a really expensive like studio spot for the video. I'd rather put that into marketing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so take that $600 for that rental and just put it into.
Yeah, which is an expense I think
that's the expense everybody skips too.
Yes, so that's what I was literally going to get to. They spend everything on the quality of their recordings
and then
or their music videos and stuff like that. But it's like if you spend all this money on a music video and you can't push it out, like you just wasted all this money. Like it looks cool and you have that like forever, but like how do you get it in front of people like that? And that's the shitty part. Like that's the part where like even when releasing an EP or doing that, you put in all this work to release something that. Not enough people listen to, like not enough people to make a difference, like or even make you feel good about like, oh, I put this out and it's actually getting out to people, like and it sucks, like it's hard sometimes, but that's the expense I think people ignore is like you have to invest money into just trying to get it out there, and it's hard because I feel like a lot of people just don't understand it. It's very daunting, like to look at like ad, you know, where are you spending your ad money, like who should it be pushed out to, and figuring that out. But again, that I feel like that's one of the other like skills that you have to. Someone's got to take upon themselves, like in the band, and figure out at least a little bit, or figure out where to get the resources. Or then after that, it's like figure out, okay, if I can't figure it out, who am I reaching out to, to hire for this, to do this? Who knows it? But it is an expense that bands do ignore, and it helps out the most. Like when you're trying to find your audience. Like,
there's no point in pushing a music video that you spent $2,000 on when you can't spend $600 on a little bit of marketing. I mean, it's just. And people also don't tend to market their backlogs either. Like, like I still push Sit Stay and Plush and Echoes. Like they're still out there. Like they don't just go away just because some time passed. So I'm still pushing those, especially since we haven't released. We've been doing shows pretty heavy, and then we went on our first tour back in April. So like we've just kind of been doing that and playing real heavy to be able to save up for what's coming out. So all of the like tour merch we've sold, all that stuff has all been going towards financially the stuff coming. Not everybody has always heard everything you've put out, even if it's old to you. Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be new to somebody, and it happens all the time. Like it's the only evidence of that you need is just to listen to like stuff that you find. Like me personally, like I find something like this is fucking great. Turns out it's fucking 3-4 years old, or like 3 albums ago, and I'm like, this is good. Okay, now let me listen to the rest. You know, because it was getting pushed at some point, but. Again, I think a lot of artists be like, "Oh, it's old for me." I don't like. It's not what we're putting out now. I go, yeah, but that might be what gets people into. Let's listen to the rest of it, kind of thing.
You don't have to ignore it just because it.
And it's stuff you have. You know what I mean? You've already invested money into it. Just invest a little time into it, like to get it pushed out more. But I know we're on a little bit of time crunch. We got some practice to get to.
Got some things.
So EP, new music coming this year. I don't know. There's a rumored second EP. I don't know where I heard the rumor. But
might be.
It could be a second EP. Music's coming out. You're just playing shows, music videos, shoots this month. You are all over the place. Anything you want to leave? Saying?
Just keep doing it. Whatever it is, keep doing it. Do it healthily. Do it safely. Do it consensually. Do it. YOLO.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Insert that Shia LaBeouf old meme.
Just do it. No, it really is important though.
Yeah.
Like creating, do it. Put it out. Do it. Just do it.
Hell yeah. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This has been episode 146 with Alexis of With Hope and Tact. Spitfire Images. Hire or take some pictures. Takes fire shit. Oh, we never talked about the home team. Anyways.
I love the home team. I love the home team. That's all I need to say.
Well, we're sluts for home team over here.
God.
Okay?
You went to that show, right?
Yeah.
Brian's shaking his butt. Anyways.
Yeah, that's it. We'll see you next time.
God, I love the home team.
I don't wanna be alone tonight.